Hello students, I welcome you all to my SWAYAM course titled Comics and Graphic Novels in Indian Context. We are into week 5 of our course and today we will be discussing lecture 2 which is based on the Bhimrao Ambedkar's graphical biography called as Bhimayana, Incidents in the Life of Bhimrao Ji Ambedkar. So this is one of the graphic novels which is also prescribed in another unit that we will be discussing later on, that is in week 6, where we are going to study this graphic novel in a different context, in a different light, where we will be discussing this graphic novel in relation to how diverse kind of visual narrations of Bhimrao Ambedkar differ when they are visualized into the graphic format. But in this particular unit that where we are studying indigenous art, folk art, vernacular art through graphic novels, the focus of this lecture will be on the kind of Gond art that has been used by the makers of this graphic novel, including Durgabai Vyam, Subhash Vyam, who are the illustrators, the Gond artist, and Srividya Natarajan, who has written the graphic novel Bhimayana. Now, Bhimayana is one of the most widely prescribed graphic novel in Indian universities under various kinds of courses, including popular culture course, including graphic novel course, including various other kinds of courses on visual culture. And the reason why this has been prescribed is in itself very clear, that there is a need, there is an urgency to familiarize BA students, undergraduate students with the life and struggle of a visionary social worker, eminent thinker, constitution maker, Bhimrao Ambedkar. So this is his importance in our life, and so it becomes very important to know about the life and struggles of Ambedkar, that whatever he became eventually in his life, the path, the way for him was not as easy as for others. He had struggled, it was very difficult for him to make the ends meet because he was born in a low caste family, and the graphic novel kind of shows the struggles in a very, very sensitive and emotionally triggering form, that what was the life that Ambedkar lived, what was he subjected to, the inhumanity, the oppression, the discrimination that he and his family had to go through is something that this graphic novel brings out very clearly through the usage of Gond art form. And beginning with my lecture, so talking about the introduction to the graphic novel, Bhimayana is a graphic biography that narrates the life and struggles of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, a prominent Dalit intellectual and social reformer, against the backdrop of India's rigid caste system. As we know that one of the evils, or one of the tenets on which our Indian society functions, is also on the basis of the caste, and it was this people who are unfamiliar, they need to first of all familiarize themselves through the caste hierarchies, through the caste system that is widely prevalent, practiced in India, even when there are marriage advertisements given in the newspapers. So people are, the caste in itself becomes the first primary asset, or the first primary, what can you say, marker after which you can go on to evaluate the girl or boy further, whether they will be fit or there will be reliable groom or bride or not. So the first thing that the two communities, when they meet or they wanted to get married in an Indian setup, the first thing that is seen is the caste, whether the caste is same or not. And as a result of it, because of the evils of the caste system, as I was talking earlier, that are prevalent in India, honor killing is something which you must have heard, which happens in Haryana, where a girl of high caste marries a boy of lower caste, and then it is considered that she has dishonored the family, she has kind of brought a kind of ruin, a kind of she has been the reason for insult and humiliation of those royal of her upper caste family. That is why, as a result of it, in order to avenge themselves, in order to teach a lesson to her, in a quote unquote, that she should know, her example should not be followed by other girls in the family or other girls living in the neighborhood, that the girls should be very much aware to kind of, because women, as when we were discussing our course on the women in India, about women's graphic representation in the graphic novels of India, one of the aspects that we came across is that women are considered to be the honor of the family. It is said that a woman is given this tag of being the izzat, carrying the honor of the family. And when a girl decides to marry a boy who does not belong to the same caste, who does not kind of justify that, who does not fit in the caste hierarchies, and does not fall into the similar caste as that of the girl, the family decides to avenge themselves, to teach the girl a lesson, to kind of, so that her example is not copied, or nobody is influenced by this girl, and nobody dares to do this act again of marrying a boy of lower caste. So she is killed, she is murdered, and this is what was referred to as honor killing, that in order to save the honor of the family, because she has dishonored the family, so because the child that will come out of this marriage will not be of the same clan, of the same similar high caste status. So these is why am I explaining this to you? It is only because I want to give you a very rough idea about the kind of intensity and the kind of love, longing, and the kind of association that one has towards one caste in India is unimaginable. I mean, people want to save their caste hierarchies, people want to kind of brag about their caste hierarchies, caste statuses in India, that it became very difficult for somebody like Bhim Rao Ambedkar to justify his existence, to even, be able to earn a dignified living. There is a person who can be poor, but Dalits were placed even beyond, even beneath those status, not having resources, trying to struggle, struggling in order to getting those resources is a different thing, but just not being allowed to access for drinking water, for going to same school, for not being able to sit with children of some upper caste community, not being able to play with them, designated a certain kind of profession because they belong to a lower caste family. All these struggles, made it really difficult for somebody like Ambedkar to be able to establish himself in a position where he eventually stood in the long run of his life. Somebody coming from that kind of background, who has faced discrimination at all levels, who has faced as a child, it would be, just imagine, it is so wrong, it is so improper for a child to teach or be able to learn that what is caste to him, that he cannot play with other children, he or she, just because they don't belong to a certain caste, just because they are not fit to play with the children of upper caste people because they are from lower caste. This in itself is a blow, is a violence to a child's psyche, to a child's emotion, to somebody who is just very innocent and does not know that society is ingrained with all such evils, with all such institutions which kind of divide you in hierarchical system. And just imagine somebody like Ambedkar, who has been through this kind of background, and then he becomes a person, an eminent, a visionary person who goes and studies in Columbia, and then he comes back and he becomes one of the most important member in drafting the Indian Constitution, where he again and again focuses the fact that there should be liberty, equality, and fraternity. People should be judged, people should be placed on the equal, at the equal pedestal, and nobody should be prioritized, nobody should be discriminated, and nobody should be face certain kind of bias just because they belong to a certain caste, or they belong to a certain tribe, or they belong to a certain community, on any grounds, or ethnicity or religion. religion or any particular, there should not be a discrimination on any kind of identity based institutions. So, the work utilizes graphic novel format combining vibrant illustrations and text to present Ambedkar's personal and political journey, making complex social issues like untouchability accessible to a wider audience. So, what is this graphic novel doing? We already have so many literary texts, history texts, political science texts, telling us that okay, there is a widespread caste based discrimination prevalent in India, and there have been efforts made by the state, made by the government. There have been policies which are introduced for the upliftment of the Dalits. There have been policies, but still this prevails despite of taking so many efforts, despite of doing educating people, making them aware. Why is this caste based discrimination? Why does it fail to just move out from the Indian society? I mean, why is it so? So what was the need of this kind of graphic novel when there is already, you know, a diversity of humongous text that kind of, or there is a section of literature called as Dalit studies which exists in humanities and social sciences? Then why do the writers and illustrator plan to come up with a graphic novel on Bhimrao Ambedkar's life? This we are going to see. In what way is it different? What is this particular art doing? How this art communicates more or less about Ambedkar, which the other texts may have failed to do. The book highlights the pervasive and enduring nature of caste-based discrimination through personal anecdotes from Ambedkar's life and contemporary examples of caste atrocities, drawing a parallel between the past and present. So what the book is doing, that the technical mode of narrative technicalities that this graphic novel operates on is that it kinds of goes back in the past, goes into the Ambedkar's childhood, kind of narrates or illustrates a particular episode from his childhood, and then kind of contrasts it by making. So this is why, you know, artistic works are more important, that they immediately make you realize, make you feel what this person has gone through, rather than drawing a linear trajectory of events and then showing, okay, this is the icon. Rather than turning Ambedkar into a hero, the graphic novel actually focuses on everyday life of Ambedkar when he was small, everyday life of his parents, everyday life of a Dalit person who is living in a village, and what kinds of discrimination, and kinds of contrasts it in showing. So this is the person, Ambedkar is the person who has faced all this, and now he has gained such popularity and he is revered as visionary. But once upon a time, so this kind of encourages, this kinds of, the book kind of builds hope that, you know, he has, if somebody like him can do it, it gives hope, it gives kind of positivity, it gives kind of, it also fills somebody with the kind of respect and reverence for Ambedkar, but also for the people who are facing discrimination at some point of time in their life on the basis of, as I said, religion, caste, community, ethnicity, nationality. Even for them, this book comes up as a kind of hope that if Ambedkar was subjected to much more worse, and if he is able to do it, then there certainly is some hope in this world that they may also be able to fight against such discrimination. Traditional Gond art. Now, talking about the artwork here. The artwork of Bhimayana draws heavily from traditional Gond painting, which is known for its vibrant colors, intricate patterns, and symbolic use of nature. This connection roots the graphic biography in Indian art form. So you see, even in the cover page of Bhimayana, which is drawn, which is there right in front of you on the screen, you see there are small dots covering the faces of the people who are there. So this is Ambedkar with the hand raised, which is a very common iconography of Bhimrao Ambedkar. And you see the entire face of this person, Bhimrao Ambedkar, is filled with dots. So this is a peculiarity, or this is a characteristic of Gond art, that the entire image is drawn out of drawing dots and to fill the entire canvas with the dot based work pattern. Flat two-dimensional figures. The figures in the illustration defy conventional anatomical perspectives, maintaining the flat two-dimensional style characteristic of Gond art, giving the narrative a dreamlike symbolic quality. The patterns that are used are called as the Digna patterns. These are the design patterns which are geometric designs often seen in Gond art, is prominent throughout the book. These patterns add a layer of cultural significance and serve as metaphors for the cyclical struggle of Dalit life. Again, the Gond art also uses vibrant hues such as red, blue, yellow and orange. You can also see these kind of a very colorful image here, brown, a little bit of red, rust red, then there's green, then there's blue. So it's a very colorful cover page of Bhimayana graphic novel. So it has vibrant hues. The natural colors used in these beautiful painting come from a variety of natural sources, including flowers, stones, soils and more. So just as we were discussing in the previous lectures, that folk art, or what you can say vernacular art or indigenous art, is very kind of considerate, is kind of very much sympathetic towards nature, because they draw heavily from nature, not only the imagery but also the resources that they draw, that they use for drawing or illustrating. So the main idea in the folk art is that you are not exploiting the nature, but you are kind of using the nature, recycling the extras, recycling the waste that is produced or which is not of use by the nature in a way so that it can be accommodated to produce a beautiful image. For instance, hibiscus flower and leaves provide the colors red and green respectively. The natural sands known as Chui Mitti and Geru Mitti are the source of yellow and brown. The black outlines pigments come from charcoal and cow dung. Now, again, what kind of imagery is used in the Gond art, because Gond art also utilizes, most of the drawings that you would also see in Bhimayana are like fishes, the natural, the animals living in the forest, natural species, forest, trees, leaves, plants, all being drawn in the dotted pattern. This is how the illustration, the narrative goes forth in kind of narrating the life of Bhim Rao Ambedkar. The artwork incorporates motifs of nature such as trees, animals, flora, which are central to Gond art. These elements represent a harmonious relationship between humanity and nature, subtly reflecting Ambedkar's vision of an egalitarian society. So one of the reasons why Gond art or folk art form is used to narrate Ambedkar's life is that because it justifies to Ambedkar's arguments of treating everybody on the equal plane, where even animals and other species lovings, where no aspect of nature should be exploited. Nobody should be, even if they are living beings or non-living beings, even the earth's resources should not be exploited. That was, everybody should be treated on the, everybody has an importance of their own and everybody should be treated, everyone, every identity, every institution, every aspect of nature should be treated on equal grounds. Nature is a major theme in these works. In addition to being inspired by tales and stories, this painting style also features excellent depiction of the tree of life, Hindu gods and goddesses, especially Ganesha, and forest environments. Symbolism of caste and oppression. So the graphic novel uses diverse kind of symbols in order to kind of communicate it to the reader that caste-based discrimination was undertaken against B.R. Ambedkar. The illustrations are rich in symbolic elements that communicate the pain and oppression of caste system. The visual language often mirrors the themes of degradation and exclusion central to the narrative. I quote, "Storytelling becomes a strong element of the Gond painting. The paintings depict many traditional rituals and attempt to highlight man's relationship with nature. In the eyes of a Gond artist, everything is sacred and intimately connected to nature," unquote. So just to give you a brief summary or an outline about what Bhimayana is about, Bhimayna is a graphic biography of Bhimrao Ambedkar created by artists Durgabai Vyam and Subhash Vyam and is presented in the form of a graphic novel utilizing traditional Goan tribal art. This work explores Ambedkar's formative years, focusing on caste-based discrimination he endured as an untouchable. The graphic biography is divided into 4 distinct narrative sections: water, shelter, travel, and the art of Bhimayna. So all these parts that are there, water, shelter, travel, they kind of try to, why these parts are named in such a way is that it is through water. I mean, if Ambedkar was discriminated not to drink water from the same well as the people from the village, other people, high caste people were drinking, so the title is named as water, because the entire theme that pervades in that particular part, in that particular version, in that particular section is that of water, where water becomes eminent. And just as I said, there is an imagery of fish without water, where Ambedkar is depicted as fish, and if there is a fish without water, how would somebody live without water? They will almost die. So that kind of discrimination was done, so the entire section is called as water. Then again, the problems that he faced during travel, problems that he faced in having a shelter, in building a home with his parents, where he was treated as an outcast and asked to live outside the permissible limits of a village. So all those kinds of so the life moments, the incidents which he went through in at several points of time in his life, at various points of time, they are indicated through these sections, and that is why these sections are named in a particular manner, each addressing different dimensions of Ambedkar's experiences with untouchability. Water. Water is a section which happened, or if water is an incident, the incident based on the water discrimination happened with Ambedkar in 1901. So this is Water 1901. The first section portrays a young Ambedkar aged 10 who is subjected to humiliation at school when a Hindu teacher denies him access to water on the grounds of his untouchable status. This incident serves as a reflection of the pervasive caste-based discrimination in the daily life during that period. So just imagine a school-going boy who is being discriminated because he belongs to a lower class, because he is Dalit and he is treated as an untouchable, and by a teacher who should be imparting the lessons of equality, by a teacher who should be considering all the students and treating all the students as same. It is very ironical that the teacher himself becomes the reason of discrimination. So that sort of society, it also throws light upon, the entire incident throws light upon the kind of ingrained extremely seeped in a casteist atmosphere that was present in those times, in the early or in the first decade of 20th century. Shelter, which is an incident that happened in 1917. This section is set after Ambedkar returns from his studies at Columbia University. Upon his arrival in Baroda, Ambedkar is unable to find lodging due to his caste despite his high level of education. So different time periods, different episodes as a young school-going boy, then as a college student who comes back from Columbia, and then because he is a person of low caste, people just refuse that they are not going to have any Dalit as their tenant. His inability to secure accommodation in Hindu hotels and his forced departure from Parsi Inn underscores the stark reality that no matter how educated a Dalit individual may be, caste-based social exclusion remains entrenched. So this was the time when Ambedkar had come back from Columbia University, which is considered to be an Ivy grade college in the USA, and is now in today's world, it is ranked in top 5 universities of the world. Then just imagine, in the world of 1917, during 1917, this was a university, how elite, how privileged, and how difficult it would have been to get an admission in such a university, in such a well-ranked university, where only the very best of the candidates who had excelled in some field could only get admission. And Ambedkar was the one, despite facing all those discrimination at various phases in his life, managed despite having the parents who were not as educated and who had no kind of resources. He was able to get an admission on the basis of fellowship in Columbia University, and when he comes back, what is considered more important is that not his education, not his degrees, not what he knows, what he's capable of doing, or how respectable he has become, but what is more important for the society is that which caste are you from? Travel. In 1929, the third section narrates an episode from Ambedkar's journey to Bombay, during which he encounters discrimination from Tonga drivers who refuse to offer him a ride because of his untouchable status. The incident culminates in an accident highlighting how deeply caste prejudice is embedded in all aspects of life, including basic interactions such as travel. The Art of Bhimayana. The final section of the graphic biography situates the narrative in a contemporary context. It opens with a conversation between an upper caste man and a young woman sitting at a bus stop. The man complains about the perceived unfairness of the reservation system, attributing his career stagnation to the caste-based quotas. In response, the woman recounts key events from Ambedkar's life, emphasizing that caste discrimination remains an ongoing issue despite the seemingly progressive nature of modern society. Through this exchange, the text bridges past and present, illustrating the continued relevance of Ambedkar's struggle. So, in a very artistic manner, in a very aesthetic manner, the graphic novel Durga Vyam and Natarajan try to show it to their readers that people who keep complaining about the reservations, people who keep complaining about giving certain quotas in jobs and all the central government institutions to people belonging to the lower caste, it is not important because where now Dalit based discrimination is not followed, or it is, people have become more aware, they have become educated. But then again, the woman says, or it is a kind of eye opener for all the readers when she says, okay, yes, you are right, but when Ambedkar came back from Columbia, what mattered to everybody was which caste is he from, but it did not matter to anybody that he is a person who has earned his degrees from a very extremely well-ranked university of the world. The novel's contemporary framing underscores the subtle yet pervasive persistence of caste-based discrimination, particularly in urban contexts. The young woman in the bus stop scene functions as a mediator between the historical narrative and present-day discourse, facilitating an understanding of Ambedkar's anti-caste activism in the context of current societal issues. Bhimayana uniquely combines historical events with contemporary experience to critically examine caste discrimination. Situating Ambedkar's legacy in both contexts using Gond tribal art enhances the emotional impact of the struggles depicted. This graphic biography serves as an important educational tool and offers insight into Ambedkar's enduring reforms and the ongoing challenges faced by marginalized communities in India. Some of the major themes of this graphic novel, as I said, includes caste-based discrimination, or which was also known as untouchability. And if you would read Mulk Raj Anand in support to parallelly when you read Bhimayana, things will become much more clearer to you. One of the central themes in Bhimayana is the pervasive nature of caste-based discrimination. The graphic biography portrays various incidents of humiliation, exclusion, emphasizing how caste prejudices were institutionalized in everyday life, affecting education, access to basic resources like water and shelter, and even personal interaction. So even today, we say that we are living in a post-millennial India. We have become a very progressive society. We are a modern society. We are building a world-class infrastructure. People are getting educated. People are getting more aware. There are also also rights, there are also laws that are built to save the discrimination which was happening against Dalit. And this is everything, these are the stories which were only alive in the past, which happened only in the past. No, but even today casteism prevails, casteism runs very slightly in a very kind of there is a kind of unseen or unwritten, you can say, caste based practices that are still followed almost everywhere in India. I mean, people are not even aware that, something that they are doing, or calling somebody by names when they are upset is also, though it has become a punishable crime to call somebody or the kind of abuse, using abusive names or calling somebody by a lower caste person or kind in a very abusive manner. But then, despite the fact that laws have been introduced, policies have been introduced, so many attempts have been taken, not only by the state, attempts have been made by the state as well as by the NGOs as well. I mean, every other day, almost every other day in the newspaper, you read that a Dalit girl was raped by some people who were high caste men in order to avenge themselves, or this or that happened. And why are these, caste based discriminations even prevalent? So you can say, so this girl is doubly marginalized because, first of all, patriarchy, and then the casteism. As I said, casteism is still prevalent in very unseen, in a very sophisticated manner. You would feel that, you can be somebody one can be subjected to caste-based discrimination in a very sophisticated, unseen, unwritten, invisible manner also. The struggle for dignity and equality is another theme towards which Ambedkar works. Then there is the theme of how education can help you change your life, because then you become aware, then you become empowered, then you become independent, and these things are very important to be able to speak for yourself and be able to change your position, situation from what it is. Then there is also another theme is resistance to social and religious norms. So Bhimayana explores Ambedkar's resistance to the religious and social practices that perpetuated the caste system. Through Ambedkar's rejection of Hinduism and his eventual conversion to Buddhism, the narrative underscores the theme of rejecting oppressive religious structures in favor of a belief system that promotes equality and human dignity. Countering reality through graphic narrative, visualizing the marginalized voices. Unlike conventional historical accounts, Bhimayana gives voice to marginalized, particularly the Dalits, whose lived experiences are often erased or ignored in official histories. The use of graphic biography allows for the vivid representation of pain, humiliation, and resistance of Dalits, which counter the dominant narratives that often overlook the depth of caste oppression. Through art and narrative, it brings forward a counter-memory that challenges the hegemonic social structures. One of the other ways, additionally, the graphic novel also counters reality is through rewriting history, because it is kind of rewriting history in a very artistic manner. So in conclusion, Bhimayana successfully reaffirms Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's crucial role in India's social and political landscape, particularly in the fight against caste-based discrimination, by bringing to light his personal experiences and struggles. The graphic biography underscores the continuing relevance of Ambedkar's ideas and his legacy in the ongoing fight for Dalit rights and social justice. Through its vivid depiction of Ambedkar's life and the use of contemporary dialogue, Bhimayana emphasizes how deeply entrenched caste discrimination continues to shape the lives of Dalits. The graphic novel challenges the myth of post-caste India and urges readers to recognize caste-based oppression as a persistent issue that demands attention. By weaving together Ambedkar's historical experiences with contemporary caste-related issues, Bhimayana effectively bridges the gap between the past and present. The novel prompts readers to reflect on how the legacy of caste-based oppression persists today, making it clear that the struggle for equality and justice remains unfinished. Thank you.